From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update.
Hello, this is Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Monday, January 23rd. Cloudy start to the work week. There is a chance of a stray flurry this morning, central Indiana. You might have seen some of them. Could be more late in the day. High temps in the mid-30s. A winter storm will be arriving tomorrow night. That's Tuesday night, lasting into Wednesday. Higher snow totals could be possible. It all comes down to where the wintry mix line sets up. So make sure to stay tuned to Wish TV, close to your Wish TV weather app, and we'll have constant updates and timing of what we should be getting. Shock in Southern California over the weekend massacre that left 10 victims dead and 10 more wounded at a ballroom dance club. Police have found the accused killer dead by his own hand. The shooting happened late Saturday night in Monterey Park, a community with a large Asian American population. Investigators are not yet saying what motivated the 72-year-old man suspect. It is the deadliest mass shooting in America since last May.
The status quo is not working. So we need to re-examine what we're doing and what may work better. And I hope that this tragedy doesn't just go on a long list of many others that we don't even talk about until the next one comes up.
Police say they found the suspect Sunday in his getaway van about 20 miles from the shooting scene. Officers surrounded the van for several hours, then went in and found Hu Can Tran dead inside. They say he had shot himself. An IMPD is asking for help solving a deadly Sunday shooting. The gunfire happened early yesterday afternoon outside an East Side home. Happened just before 1 on East Michigan Street, just west of Emerson Avenue. Police say some sort of disturbance led to the shooting, which left one man dead. Investigators are hoping cameras nearby captured something. Police haven't released any specifics about the victim or a possible suspect. And families in Virginia will return this week to the school where a first grade student shot a teacher. The first step toward reopening Rich Neck Elementary School is an open house. Some students say they are not ready to go back to class. A third grader talked about what he wants to see.
When I stated in my first interview that I would not return back to school until security measures were put in place, it was not out of fear. It was because I am mad. Mad that we can't go to the park. Mad we can't go shopping. Mad that we can't go to the amusement park. Mad that we can't go to school. Mad because this is the third school shooting. Mad because my mom complained about the buzzer being broke at my school, and nobody did anything about it until now.
That student says he hopes to see security guards, metal detectors, and cameras in the school. He also wants students to only carry clear book bags. Students and parents are set to return to the school on Wednesday for the open house. Counselors will also be there. And happening today, protesters are set to gather in downtown Indianapolis for the Indiana March for Life rally. It's sponsored by Right to Life of Indianapolis, the Archdiocese of Indianapolis, and Diocese of Lafayette in Indiana. People are set to meet along Georgia Street for the march at noon. It will then proceed to the State House. A rally is scheduled for 12:45 on the South Steps. Vice President Kamala Harris is rallying supporters against efforts to restrict abortion. She spoke in Tallahassee, Florida yesterday to mark the 50th anniversary of the passage of Roe v. Wade. Harris encouraged abortion advocates to stay positive despite the landmark ruling being overturned. Harris also called on Congress to pass federal protections for abortion. And President Biden may already be set to announce his new chief of staff. Indianapolis native Ron Klain announced over the weekend that he's stepping down. His replacement appears to be Jeff Zients. He was the White House COVID response coordinator during the early months of the Biden administration. He has also served as an advisor to Biden. There is no word yet on the exact date when Klain will step down. A man who stood alongside the community to call for a new Indianapolis library CEO says he is ready to start his new role on the library board. The Board of School Commissioners named Stephen Lane as a trustee last week. He takes over former board president Jose Salinas' seat now that his term has ended. Lane is a former library employee. He submitted an application over the summer, hoping to be a voice for those angry over the controversial search for a CEO. The board does still need to fill one more trustee seat. The next library board meeting is set for tonight at 6:30. And you can start filing your taxes this morning. This is the first day the IRS will accept and process 2022 returns. The IRS says it has taken more steps to improve the process this year, learning from the pandemic's impact on the last 3 tax seasons. The agency says it has hired more than 5,000 new phone operators and added more in-person staff. The deadline this year is April 18th, 3 days later than the traditional deadline because the 15th falls on a weekend and Washington, D.C. has a local holiday the following Monday. And we're learning new details about the coronation of King Charles III. Buckingham Palace shared the update yesterday. The 3-day celebration is set to begin with the coronation on Saturday, May 6th. The next day will be marked by a coronation concert on the lawn of Windsor Castle. The palace says Monday is the big help out day when people across the country will gather to do service projects. And the Avatar sequel crosses a milestone mark. The Way of Water has made more than $2 billion worldwide after this weekend's receipts. It's only the 5th film ever to make that much. The original Avatar is topping all time on that list. That sequel came out 6 weeks ago, so it does still have some time to climb that ranking. And the body of Lisa Marie Presley, Elvis Presley's only child, is now at rest. After a weekend of events at Graceland celebrating her life and mourning her death, Sunday's memorial service in Memphis was open to all and ended with a private burial service on the property. Lisa Marie Presley is buried next to her son Benjamin and her famous father. Presley died earlier this month at 54 years old of cardiac arrest. The Presley family is encouraging mourners to make donations to the Elvis Presley Charitable Foundation. And to business headlines, General Motors and LG Energy Solution have indefinitely shelved plans to build a 4th battery cell plant in the U.S., which was set for New Carlisle. CNBC reports the Detroit automaker is expected to continue with its plans to build the plant, but is searching for another partner. The Wall Street Journal first reported Friday that talks had stalled between GM and LG, in part because LG Energy executives in Korea were hesitant to commit to the project given the rapid pace of its recent investments with other automakers. A farm group is calling on the Federal Trade Commission to examine the rise for signs of price gouging from top egg companies. Farm Action says regulators should examine record high profits at the top egg company. Meanwhile, with egg prices soaring in the U.S. over the last year, more Americans are crossing into Mexico to buy the food item and trying to sneak cartons of raw eggs along some areas of the southern border, including California and Texas. Southwest pilots and others will get bonuses for working during the meltdown. Southwest has about 9,400 pilots. The estimated cost of their bonus pay was disclosed in a message from the Southwest Airlines Pilots Association to its membership, saying that gratitude pay will be equal 50% of the pilot's regular pay, excluding holiday pay, sick pay, or vacation time. Netflix executives said that the rollout of the company's plan to convert borrowers, those who are currently using Netflix accounts that are owned by separate households, to paid subscribers will kick off by the end of the first quarter. That means sometime between now and the end of March this year. The company is confident that they've solidified the set of features they want to implement to allow users to both kick borrowers off their accounts as well as pay extra for additional users. The CEO of Wipro, an IT firm that employs about 260,000 people around the world, admits that 10% of its workers do not check their email even once a month. A 2022 survey from Reworked Research found slightly more than half of the 1,000 its decision makers surveyed preferred using real-time business chat apps like Slack and Microsoft Teams over email. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.